Okay, so now we are going to moving forward to the next half of the chapter, that is refraction. What this refraction means? Refraction simply means the bending of light. Now the question comes, why the light bends and what is happening, that why the light all of a sudden why the light started bending. In the previous case we have seen the light has reflected back. Why the light has reflected back? Here you can see this is the board. If light comes, the light has only one option to reflect it back. Now, imagine one light source I have. That light source is traveling in a straight path. Light source is traveling in a straight path because this is the nature of the light, that it travels in a straight path. Imagine that I have a one transparent window, okay, which is made up of glass. So, when my light enter into it, okay, so this is not traveling straight but it gets bent. It is not traveling straight but it gets bent. This bending of light through a transparent medium is called refraction of light. So what is refraction of light? Bending of light is known as refraction of light. Now the question comes that why this bending is happening in a transparent medium? Because when the medium changes, so the angle of incidence made or the refracted ray which is going to reach to your eye is different. That's why you find that the ray get diffracted, the ray get deviated or refracted from its path because of the change in the medium. So the light get dispersed or displaced from its position because of the change in medium. So why the refraction occur? Refraction occur because of the change in the medium. If a light is traveling in a same medium, it will not get refracted. But if the light is traveling from one medium to another medium, it get refracted. This phenomena is called the refraction of light. For example, I'll give you the example. If I will talk about in air, the light is traveling in a straight line. We are assuming this, but practically the atmosphere is made up of number of dust particles and gases and so many things. So when the light travels from it, it get deviated, slightly get refracted from its path because of the small dust particles. So here also we can see that the bending of light is known as refraction. Now, what is this refraction you understood? This refraction also consists two laws, okay? What is two laws says? The first law says that the angle of incidence, okay, suppose this is my angle of incidence. The angle of incidence, normal and refracted ray lie in the same plane. Normal, incident ray, refracted ray all lie in the same plane for a given pair of a medium. This is your first law of refraction. What is its second law says? Second law says that the sign of the angle of incidence, the sign of the angle of incidence to the sign of angle of refraction for a given pair of a medium is constant for a given color, for a given media. This law is also called Snell's law. This law is also called is Snell's law. This law is also called Snell's law. What it says? That is the sine of I upon sine of R is equals to constant. These are the two laws of refraction. So the first one is already clear that here this is my glass. This is my glass. So the medium is changed and this is my air. So I have two types of medium basically. One medium is air, one medium is glass. Okay. So when my light is traveling from rarer to denser medium. So why I called it rarer? Okay. Now basically if I will see here, there are two types of medium. Okay. There are two types of medium. What it is? That is your rarer and denser. What is this rarer medium? Rarer medium you can understand where the spacing between the molecules or among the molecules is large. And what is denser? Where they are compact, very close to each other. That medium is called a denser. And where they are far apart, that is rarer medium. For example, you can understand this way. Here, if I will say the example, in your drawing room, suppose you have a capacity that maximum means if you have a sofa, and in that maximum you can ask 5 or 6 person to sit in it. Okay, so that way if they are sitting, so they are sitting comfortably, that medium we can consider it rarer medium. Now understand, if I will ask you in the same sofa set which have a capacity to sit, allow or sit the 5 people only comfortably sit, if I will ask you to sit there 6 or 8 people, if I am going to ask, what it will turns to? It will turns to denser medium. One more example I will give you. Suppose you have a box which can only keep the chocolates, only 5 chocolates we can keep in that box. But somehow you have adjusted and you have just removed its spacing and you have just closely put some more chocolates in it. That medium is called the denser medium. So what is rarer medium? Where the molecules are far apart. And what is denser medium? So this is my rarer medium, for example. And what is my denser medium? Where my molecules are very close to each other. There is no space in these. That is what medium is called a denser medium. So understood? So when the ray travel from a rarer to denser medium or from denser to rarer medium, it shows refraction. Understood? So this is what we have talked about refraction and the laws of refraction. Along with that, I have provided the notes that also you have to see. Okay. So now we are going to discuss that how this ray is particularly going to behave in certain conditions. So in the next video, we are going to watch that what are those certain conditions. Okay. Thank you.